Welcome to Dogs of War YouTube channel. Today we have game 2 of our X-Wing tournament. Here today we have Wendy.
Hey.
Tony.
Howdy.
Tree.
Hello.
And me, Jesus. This is round 2. We have Josh to the left and Marcus to the right. And Josh's list.
Josh is running an Academy pilot, Colonel Vessery on the Defender with a shield upgrade, marksmanship, and heavy laser cannon. The shuttle with the Omicron group pilot. The engine upgrade, weapons upgrade, heavy laser cannon, and the title card. So that shuttle is sitting back there fully loaded.
And Marcus's list, we have to like eyeball it. So
it's a pair of Y-Wings that each have the ion cannon turret, B-Wing with the heavy lasers.
Heavy laser and another upgrade we can't quite see.
And then we're assuming it's Chewie on the Falcon with some upgrades, but we're not sure.
So
we'll get the list next time.
Yeah, I'll make sure to do that next time on my bad.
Here they go. That is some furious planning they're doing. They're getting it going.
That's right. They're moving really fast.
Yeah.
So it's curious to see if Josh comes sprinting out of the gate this time. Maybe he changed his strategy.
No.
He's going for it. Full racehorse right out of the gate.
All right, so it looks like they're only setting up to use half the board here. Is that common to X-Wing, or
depends on how your opponent sets up their ships? Your lowest pilot skill sets up first, and so you have the option to am I going to focus fire on those guys? Heaven forbid they have to set up all of their ships before any of yours, because now you've got carte blanche to angle your guys, set them all up in a group, focus exactly. So it depends on where one side sets up, really.
Plus, you can see a lot of asteroids on the right side.
And Josh target locks the Falcon and the B-Wing.
Which he can do...
weapons and upgrade, or weapons engineered allows you to do that.
There's a move and the barrel roll. We saw this in game 1, didn't we? This is the exact same move. It's as Tony said in that one, that's a practice move, and you can see the practice pays off.
Absolutely. Yeah, you set your ships up and then you roll them back. And there are people who cut cardboard templates so that they can set their ships in exactly the right place.
Oh wow, I never thought about that.
Really? Wow.
Is that legal? I guess.
I believe it is. I heard the Covenant guys talking about it, and I can't remember if they said there was a problem with that and set up, but I think you can use your range rulers, you can use your maneuver templates, anything you want to help you set up.
That's interesting, because I know in a lot of the Fantasy Flight games, you're not allowed to take notes during the game or bring notes into the game.
Yeah.
I would think a cardboard template might be considered a note.
That is interesting, yes.
But that is neither here nor there.
I think you're allowed to use your range ruler during setup. So
yes.
Barring the template from play, you could use your range ruler to try to
put little knocks on it.
Well, I don't know that you can. I don't know that you can modify your range ruler.
Not modify, but a little magic marker.
That's
a pencil marker. No, please don't do that. We're not encouraging it.
Oh shit!
It depends on how bad your opponent wants to call you out, I guess.
Yeah,
that's true.
Is that
avoid problems?
I don't know. Let's call the TO.
Will the TO have any idea? Who knows?
Who knows?
All right, so if you're Josh, what's your plan right now? You're facing down more ships. You're facing down 2 hard-hitting ships in the Falcon and the B-Wing, and you've got Ion coming up on your right.
Well, it looks like he's locked the Falcon, locked the B-Wing, which are the 2 ships you want to lock. He has marksmanship on that shuttle, heavy laser cannon, so he's going to be shooting for anywhere he lands. Engine upgrade to help him maneuver into range 1. I'd say you turn that shuttle in. The other 2 guys are just out there to pick from the side. The shuttle is your main deal.
And I can't quite tell from this angle. I don't know. Is that Defender, if he moves too far, is he going to hit that asteroid, or is he going to just skirt by it?
If he does a 5, he'll probably be on it, it looks like.
So
but he may be keeping it together with that other TIE fighter with a 4. But there he goes. The shuttle's turning in.
What's the damage on the Falcon? If he's running Chewie, he has...
It's basically 13 shields, because Chewie cannot take crits.
Because it's 8 hull and 5 shields or something like that? Yeah.
So if it were me, I might first start chewing through that B-Wing.
The B-Wing is the easier kill, yeah.
And there's a bump, so that Y-Wing will not be taking an action.
So
another strategy is if you don't feel like you can table your opponent, would be to go after the bigger ships, because that's going to garner you more points. Yeah.
Yeah, it's typically either the easiest ship to kill or the most expensive ship that your opponent's running, for time games especially.
So close to that asteroid.
That's true.
Yeah.
So close.
It's a game of millimeters for sure.
He's writing his initials on that asteroid.
Oh, he's actually coming
wow.
But he's
Oh, there's
getting,
the
in. So
barrel
they take
roll.
the ship off and...
So what's the defender do here? Move right into range 1 of that B-wing. It looks like it's going to
try to light it up. Oh, he
so
target locks
he's
it.
expecting it.
So and then if I'm Marcus, I'm probably going after the defender first.
Can the defender barrel roll?
I believe it can, yeah. I believe it can.
It would look
question is,
cool
at
if
this-
it
at
could,
this
right?
point-
Yeah.
So at this point, can Josh do a barrel roll that's going to get him out of the firing arc of that B-wing?
I don't know that he would
He
want to
could.
do that because it might take him out of the
Out of his own firing arc?
Yeah.
It looks like he focused, but it is possible.
The defender
to-
shoots first, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not going to do eight points of damage in
No,
a single
sure.
shot. It looks like it might do 4, but
There's a focus.
He's rolling 4 dice.
And he's taking his target lock on the defender. I'm not sure if that's what is that, an upgrade that he has?
I think that's his card ability. If he gets
Okay.
when he attacks or when he hits, he's allowed to
He can target lock
target
that.
lock. Mhm. And man, that can be.
I don't
Oh,
think-
Josh's dice are hot.
so I bet his goal for this turn right now, like shooting, he probably wants to try to get that B-wing off the table between the shuttle, the TIE defender, or the defender, and the Academy pilot.
I agree.
Yeah, he's definitely going to want to deal as much
That's-
damage as possible.
It's going to need some hot dice to do it, but
Looks like the shuttle might have taken an ion hit.
And 2.
Yeah.
2.
And
So
2,
it's,
there it is.
so it's going to be walking forward next turn.
Yeah, it's always good to know where that shuttle's going to end up. Although it's fairly predictable already where it's going to end up. There's not a lot it can do.
But now there is no question whatsoever.
Absolutely.
And if it moves before the Falcon, it's going to be way in his way.
So that would have been the other thing that Marcus would have had to account for if he's firing at the shuttle with the ion token when he knows where that shuttle is going to be. So he would hopefully maneuver the Falcon and the B-wing away from it.
It's going to be a cluster in the middle.
It is.
It is.
It already
it'll be
is.
fun for
Yeah.
sure.
There's going to be some bumper cars going on.
It looks like Marcus is sporting those segmented templates. It's easier range 1 measurement there.
Segmented, you mean?
The Covenant guys released the templates in a 1 section, a 2 section, and the 1,
Oh.
2, 3.
Full
So,
So he's got 3
So you
different
don't have the whole
templates.
ruler in
Okay.
close trying to measure.
yeah,
Very
you'll,
nice.
You'll move
Yeah.
every ship. It's pickup sticks when you use that 3 range ruler.
It is.
So I believe our attacks are finished, and we are moving again.
Yep. So Josh did not kill the B-wing this turn, and Marcus didn't kill anything either.
And
It would have been difficult for him to kill the B-wing.
It would have been, it's hot dice. He needs to roll. So he's got 4, 7, 9 dice. He's looking for 8 hits with no defense.
But all 3 ships could have shot it, yeah?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
there's 9 dice between those 3 ships.
And the
He would
B-wing
need
has 1 agility, so he had a good shot, but it
You gotta
doesn't
think,
ever work
So
out that way.
He,
so.
he had a chance, but it was not. Yeah, it's not like the odds were not in his favor.
that shuttle is still sporting 2 target locks. Even though it's ion, it's going to move early. So even though it has to drift forward and bang into something, it's got target locks already. It's probably going to be able to shoot something that moves away from it. So it's not the worst case for the shuttle at this point.
In the worst case, it'll be blown up, and he's not there. So.
True. That's true. And so, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what
Can
the
he move
Falcon
0?
can do.
But he has to move
He
1.
has to move 1.
He
Yeah.
has
He's
to
forced to
move
move a white 1 forward. It can't
Okay.
be a green. So if he is stressed, he gets to keep that another turn.
I like that Josh just put it out there. He put his template out there as like face up with the 1.
Right. I usually I'll put it.
Ooh, bump for the Falcon. That's he couldn't get anywhere in
He
there.
couldn't fit inside between the 2. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'll usually put it out there between 2 template decisions, just to
Yeah.
remind myself.
Tell you, man, look at that.
Yeah.
That is a mess.
So you lose the ion tokens at that point. They
Yep.
collect until they trigger.
But he can't take another action.
That's correct.
Right.
Even if he had advanced sensors. Well, if he had advanced sensors on it,
It
and
looks
I
like a
don't think he
B-wing
does.
bump,
No.
so no action for him either. And it looks like he is probably still in the firing arc of that shuttle.
So he would have had to take another action.
Yeah, he is. So he would have had to take another action. So he would have had to take another action. So he would have had to take another action. So he would have had to take another action. So he would have had to take another action. So he would have had to take another action. So he would have had to take another action. So he would have had to take another action. So he would have had to take another action. So he would have had to take another action. So he would have had to take another action. So he would have had to take another action. So he would have had to take another action. So he would have had to take another action. So he would have had to take another action. So he would have had to take another action. So he would have had to take another action. So he would have had to take another action. So he would have had to take another action. So he would have had to take another action. So he would have had to take another action. So he would have had to take another action. So he would have had to take another action. So he would have had to take another action. So
So we're looking at the Y-wings.
Very intently.
Yes.
Very serious action go on there, and then and then it gets bumped anyway.
I love how careful. Yeah, it's very careful. Let's look at this, and then just bowl in a china cabinet. I'm sorry.
Now, as a note, from some of this is a trick I got from some of the Star Trek Attack Wing players. Not to bring up other games.
No.
They have got little vinyl feet things that are used like to make it so that your furniture doesn't ding up your floors. If you put some of those on the bottom of the bases, it's a lot harder to knock them over. Especially if you're playing on a vinyl mat. I don't know how they work on the felt mats, but it adds like 1/8 of an inch to the base, so it doesn't make it so big that the templates fit under the base.
Okay.
Just a helpful hobby hint.
Another bit of trivia regarding the Star Trek Attack Wing is the bases. So when we went to regionals, I noticed that there were people playing the X-Wing ships with the Star Trek bases because they're colored.
That is illegal.
So here was the ruling on it from regionals. The bases for the Star Trek ships are just
a
little bit bigger, and so they can't use them. But you can use the posts. I use colored posts. Yeah.
So there's a dead B-wing.
There is a dead B-wing.
And it looks like the shuttle is doing something. They're deciding.
I think they're figuring out where the dead target locks go.
That's right. Which target lock got taken off. Okay. And
so you know, stress.
So at this point, Josh, I didn't see really too much what happened there. It didn't look like there were many attacks made that turn.
Looks like we're shooting the ion turret at this shuttle.
Just keep pushing it forward.
Yes, it's probably going to happen with target locks.
Yep.
It's really hard to avoid that on the shuttle with the ion cannons.
It looks like he only had one shot with one Y-wing though, so the shuttle might have.
No, they're turrets. They're
the turrets, yeah.
If you can guarantee 2, you've got it. And that shuttle's just got to move forward again.
And at this point, he's almost set up just to follow close enough to the shuttle to keep hitting it every single turn.
That's right.
And kill its death.
It's got a ways to go, so I mean, he could keep hitting it, but it's going to take a few turns for it to get off the board.
Yeah,
I think it'll be dead of damage before that happens.
You've got to be able to shoot the shuttle with more than just ion turrets, in my opinion. That shuttle is carrying so many upgrades. It's so expensive. If you take it down in a timed game especially, you're going to do yourself well.
So
yeah, it's hard to see who's attacking who at this point.
So Josh has the little advantages because he got the B-wing out of the...
That's true.
Yeah, so that'll relieve some pressure.
B-wing heavy laser cannon is not what you want hunting you down.
Yep.
So the Falcon, you don't usually want to pull a K-turn with a Falcon because it's got the 360 turret.
Yeah.
But if you want to keep it in the action, you'll decide to. I'd say
you got to do it at some point.
You're going to move it straight, probably get it on the other side of that shuttle. You want to try to ionize the shuttle again and fire at it with something else, but you got to watch that defender. Like I said, the 4 white K-turn. That's a K-turn and a target lock, or a K-turn and a barrel roll or something. Gets you closer.
So it looks like he's gonna bank.
That is
he's doing a straight turn.
Right onto an asteroid.
Asteroid.
That is curious.
That's an ocean.
And Josh did a K-turn.
And he takes a damage for it.
Wow. So that's what you want to see.
It looks like to me like the Falcon's only down to, or I can't tell, it only has 1 shield left. Is that what I'm seeing on that card?
Now he's in the way.
Yeah, that's right.
It's the one right behind his hand right now.
So the shuttle's moving after. That's interesting. How is the shuttle moving after the...
Maybe he's only playing the lowest level pilot.
That's entirely possible.
Or Lando, maybe. I think Lando's lower than Chewie, right?
Well, even Lando... No, Lando is above Chewie. Lando's a 7, I believe. But, yeah, if he's running the Outer Rim Smuggler, he's definitely not Chewie. And he's not shooting as many dice either.
That was the one big problem I saw with that, is that the Outer Rim Smuggler gets less dice of attack than every other pilot.
Less health and less attack. That's right. So there's the 4K turn.
Mm-hmm. He's turned the Defender and the TIE Fighter around, but he doesn't have to take stress with the Defender, which I still think is so cool.
And he's got at least 2 shots on the Falcon, maybe even 3, depending on exactly where it lines up with the shuttle.
And I assume because he didn't put a token down that he took marksmanship with that action.
That's probably right. With the HLC also. HLC and the marksmanship, those are great. That's a great combo. Matter of fact, Josh, I'm going to steal that from you.
So he's turning over
he
some
just
dice.
converted some focuses into some...
Because
Four
you
hits.
can still deal a crit even with the HLC, which
Yeah,
is
damn.
that's what you want.
Oh, because it converts them to hits before you get the chance to move your focuses.
If you roll the crit straight out, you do have to turn it over.
Right.
But if you roll a focus, your modify phase allows you to change those focus into crits.
So crits become hits, and focus become crits.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is some dice shenanigans. I'm guessing we've got more...
Some more
ion
ioning
coming.
going, yeah. And I'm curious.
I don't know that ioning is really the right move here. I think you might be better off just shooting at it.
A range one shot with the Y-wing is probably a better move because
Yeah.
you're going to deal maybe some crits.
He's ioned it 4 times so far, so it's got 4 damage to it.
Right, and I don't know. Maybe you just continue to pound away at it with those guys dealing 1 damage each turn.
So the ion, regardless
That would
if he
be a reroll.
dodges,
Target lock. Looks like you got 1 through.
That's right. The shuttle with 1 agility. As long as you can get 2, you've got it.
Yeah, but it looks like he missed with the first... missed outright with the first shot.
Right, and that's really good for Josh.
He rerolled. I think he...
There was a target lock. That's why.
So he
Yeah.
re-rolled for the 1 target lock, then he rolled primary for the other one, it looks like.
oop, takes the damage.
Yeah.
Now, did
Falcon's
anyone see
taking
if that
damage.
shuttle smacked into the Falcon?
I don't
No.
think so.
No, it's clear.
Because it just
So it
it
was-
just rolled.
And I
The Falcon
believe
just took
it
damage.
gets to shoot. Yeah, I think they said it was just within that line of sight.
Okay, and I'm curious if he took a focus or what he did with the shuttle. So we are moving again. Want to take that stress off the TIE fighter.
Probably maybe turn towards the Falcon.
You want to follow that Falcon. The Falcon is what you want to kill now. 'Cause even though it's the Outer Rim Smuggler, it's still expensive.
Do you expect the Falcon to go straight, right, or left?
Well, the way Marcus is moving, I expect it to go into that other asteroid. Right?
I think his only option here is either like a 1 forward or go into the left
Probably
and
a left.
try to angle between those 2 asteroids.
I think a tight left turn right there
Yep.
would be perfect. You want to move as slow as possible with the Falcon because it's got the 360 turret, range 1 shots if people are aimed at you.
Yeah, but if he goes right, he could take that TIE fighter out of play.
No, he's gonna hit that asteroid if he goes right.
That's true.
And I think the TIE fighter is not going to be there when he gets
A
there.
right turn there was probably he'll bump. Probably still be on that asteroid that he's sitting on right now.
Well, let's see.
Where did you go? What did you do?
Marcus.
He's like, oops, I forgot to do an action.
And
Woohoo!
Wendy
told ya.
is the winner.
And so that's interesting.
That would have been
Depends-
that would have been my instinct. I don't know if
So
he-
that is a bump, but he is
I'm-
off the asteroid?
I'm not sure that it would have turned that violently out. I think
Or is he on
his
the other-
base should still be on that asteroid. But
I think you might be right there as well.
I
but-
mean, because it was just a right angle,
Yeah.
but he's way well around.
Yeah, it looks like he angled kind of funny. Like he should be more.
You got to follow the template
track.
with both sets
Yeah.
of nubs until
Yeah.
you stop your motion.
Because it looks like it should have put him more towards a night. Like he should not be turned in. He should be at
Yes.
most 90 degrees to where he started.
Right, exactly, and he wouldn't have made it if.
I'm
he
assuming Marcus,
stopped.
it was just a mistake.
Oh, sure, absolutely, it happened. I mean,
it's easy to happen too.
Yeah.
You if you bump a ship and you try to approximate putting
Yeah.
it back,
Yeah.
and it's just part of the game.
with those large ships, it's almost impossible also to follow a template by
Yeah.
just moving it. 'Cause
Especially
you'll
if it's
lose
a
it.
short one.
You'll lose
because-
it underneath.
Yeah.
And if you're playing on the tall tables, you're 3 feet. Yeah, that's the middle of the table is 3 feet in on a 4-foot table. You're reaching sometimes.
That's right. And so we've got a range 1 shot with the shuttle and the defender, which is nasty. That's 4 dice each.
That is going to be.
And they get to shoot first, I believe.
I think that's
both.
goodbye, Falcon.
I think the Falcon is done with a little bit of luck. So measuring out, yes, I believe we've got a couple range 1 shots. And he's got the target lock.
Which is a great. Oh. Man, that shuttle hits hard.
Yeah.
When it
Are you
hits.
sure it's not the defender doing that?
It might be.
Defender? No, he moved the focus to a crit.
And there goes the Falcon.
Ow.
Yeah, if it was range 2,
marksmanship
it's
is on the
still-
defender.
Oh, okay, never
Right,
mind.
yeah. If
Yeah.
it's a range 2, he still gets to roll that focus over to a crit. That's nuts. Marksmanship is one of my new favorite upgrades. I almost always run it.
And that's from the core set, isn't it?
Yes.
And how much points is it?
I think it's 3.
3? It's not bad.
It's an oldie but a goodie.
That's right. as you don't have to focus. It doesn't help you defensively, but
it
So
just
now-
frees up your action.
Well, no, it is. An
it does
action.
take an action.
Oh, it is there. Okay,
It
never
is an
mind.
action.
It would be ridiculous if it was always on.
Yeah.
Well, it is always on for your attacks, but you do have to take an action to get it.
So it's an offensive. It's like a bonus offensive focus.
Right.
That just
And-
does nothing for you on defense.
And interestingly enough, on the Phantom called Whisper, if you deal damage in an attack, you get to focus that turn. So if you have marksmanship on him, now you've got a defensive focus as well. So that's a little bit
And if you run
crazy.
him with the veteran instincts.
Well,
he's-
Veteran Instincts would take the place of that marksmanship.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And I've often wanted 2 or 3 elite pilot upgrade slots just for that.
Isn't there a card that gives you a second?
It gives you one if you don't have one. I
Oh.
believe it's an A-wing upgrade, if I can remember right. But
So now Josh has to chew through these Y-wings, and I'm not sure they've taken any damage yet.
I think he's just been focused on those two.
oh no, he just lost his TIE fighter through an asteroid.
Through an asteroid.
That is
You see,
not-
that's very like the movies.
that is the cinematic moment. They go anywhere near an asteroid, they just blow up. And he's been ioned again.
Now, was that Ion?
I don't think that was Ion. I
Oh,
think
really?
he was just.
Did he just choose to
Yeah.
do a one forward?
That's
I don't know why
so
he would go
odd.
one forward there.
I know, that's the question. Unless he's just given up.
And it looks like Marcus
I
might be
think they
running a
gave
little
up.
bit.
I don't know where Marcus is going.
Well, I think we got points now. Marcus just has the 2 Y-wings. We've got
And
the
he's-
shuttle and the defender still on the table.
So,
So Marcus has earned 12 points.
if Marcus knocks down that shuttle, I think that will be game for him. Is that shuttle that worth that much points?
The shuttle is loaded engine upgrade, weapons, HLC, and title. That's probably 40 or 50 points.
Wow.
There. Now, it is an Omicron group, so it's low. It's probably in the low 20s to start, 21, I think. So probably around 40, low 40s. But that's so expensive.
But that makes each of Josh's ships both worth around 30 to 40 points at this point.
When you're running fewer ships,
Yeah,
they're
with the
usually more
exception of that
expensive.
Academy pilot.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
at this point, the 12-point ship he's gone. He's
Yeah.
blown up.
Yeah, basically his lowest
Goodbye,
point
shields.
ship is gone. And
Yeah.
so he's still in good shape. Still in good shape. So
Still
the
plenty of game left.
so the defender did something that gave it stress. I guess the hard turn, probably because it's so wild looking. It can't turn tight without getting stressed.
I would make a comment about aerodynamics, but it's space. There's no air,
Exactly.
so
Just yeah.
it's tough. Apparently, it's got to shoot jets out of all directions to turn left.
Inertia and momentum. The pilot's worried about the wings shearing off.
But it leaves him open next turn if he wants to. He can just do his
The white K-turn
That
to
white
keep the stress.
K-turn and just nope.
Oh,
He
yeah.
will not be doing that next turn. He is going to be doing a one forward.
That's correct. The ion turret is a nemesis of mine.
Now see here,
Must
I
be
think,
annoying.
It can be.
It really is.
Now, if he, because I don't know off the top of my head, if he were to hit with both of those Y-wings on the defender and get Ion through, does the one move forward clear both of those,
I think
or
clears-
does he have to do it twice?
Clears all of them, is it?
Once it triggers, all the ion tokens come off.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can't save them for later.
Right, it wouldn't just clear the one.
That will be very annoying.
Yeah, I was
just shoot you 3 or 4 times. See you in 5 turns.
running 3 B wings loaded the same, and someone kept ioning me until I got so close to the edge before I could break out. But that's 3 turns that I'm not shooting that heavy laser
No,
cannon.
no.
It's just nuts.
A game about maneuvering, and you take the aspect of it,
Yeah.
it's like, no!
Right.
Especially like Josh, because he has to go after them. So then the units start getting ionized.
Exactly. So we've got to
So-
move now because he was on the asteroid. He should not roll damage here,
Yep.
but
he's
he's going
gonna.
to
So
anyway.
anyway,
and it looks
why
like
not?
He's going to take a crit. He does not get to take an action, but when you're on the asteroid, I guess FFG expects you're gonna hit it with your template
No.
coming off of it, so you should not have to roll twice. Now, if you did land on that same asteroid because you have a small ship and you're moving slow, you would have to roll again. But your template touching it is not.
Now looking at where Josh is, if he's going to keep going left to get back into the battle, he's like running an asteroid like marathon there.
Yeah, he is.
Because he'll hit next turn, and very possibly the turn after as well.
So it looks like the Y-wing there is just outside of the firing arc of the defender.
It may be that he's trying to run his shuttle out far enough away from the Y-wings to keep it safe for the rest of the round, or the rest of the game.
It's not a horrible plan for you, especially if
And
you
I'm
have
not sure why the
heavy
defender
ship.
took stress there.
Because it
he
didn't
kept
clear.
it.
Oh, he kept it.
He
okay.
hasn't cleared it.
That one white forward. So even if your forward one on your dial is a green, because you're ioned, you take
Correct.
you do
Yeah,
a
so
white.
technically you don't actually
the green.
put a dial down for that ship. I
Got it.
learned that at regionals.
Right. I put it dial down. I set it between two measurements to remind myself that I didn't choose one. It's
Okay.
ioning. Otherwise, I'll take a movement and I'll do it.
That's a good way to do it.
But yeah, it's because it's supposed to be a white one forward. It has to be.
All right, so he's got. Oh, they're already done shooting. Wow. So I guess he
Yeah,
did not hit with the ion cannon again on the defender.
If he was going for it, it looks like he did not. I can't see any on the shuttle either. It looks like they were either total misses or.
Or successfully defended.
Right.
I think the one that's down near the bottom of the screen, I believe it looked like it was just out of range on it. 'Cause the turrets are only range 2, correct?
1 to 2 for the
1 to
turret.
2, yeah.
Correct. Yeah, he's out there shooting at the edge of space.
If Marcus takes out the defender.
I think he got over the asteroid, but he's still going to have to roll for his crew.
because it's
you got
tempo on
lucky
through
now. Right. Say again, Zeus.
If he takes out that defender, you think he has the game or no?
He could.
Because he has isolated that defender by itself.
It depends. The B-wing, probably 30. The Falcon, probably around 30. The Y-wings are probably his cheapest guys on the table.
Ooh, so
if he takes the defender out, he's got a good shot.
So
I
that's
think.
Josh. Where do you go right now with your defender?
You head for one of the Y-wings.
go
The
that-
K turn. Okay.
Okay.
So he's not going to clear. He has just put himself in a prime firing.
Well,
Right.
so he's also anticipating possibly
Being
next
Beyond.
moves.
So he's going to strafe back towards that Y-wing
Yeah.
with this defender. That's probably a good idea.
Looks like it's going to take some damage.
It's not. It's really not ideal what Josh is facing right now.
Yeah.
But I think he's got the points. If he keeps his shuttle alive, I think he's going to be okay. That defender should be able to eat away at a Y-wing. I mean, especially at range 1, it's pretty unstoppable.
He's just got to make sure he doesn't get stuck ioned.
And the problem is he can't take an action because he's still stressed. He can't take that marksmanship.
Ooh, 3 hits.
3 hits looks like 3 evades.
Yeah.
Wow, that defender's being a
is-
boss.
That is
That's
some
right.
luck right there.
That's right. So we're moving again. And my guess is Josh is going to do a strafing run on the Y-wing there, ignoring the one behind him. And he just wants to keep the shuttle out in the corner so it doesn't get shot at
And
anymore.
I think the biggest thing for Josh here. So I
Try
think
to
he's-
avoid that asteroid.
well, I think he's fairly clear on that. Right? Does he want to now? Does he do the 4 white K, or does he do a green maneuver to clear that stress so he can finally start taking action?
I would do the 1 forward green. I don't even know if the defender can do a 1 forward.
And he hits the asteroid.
Man, he's just
I told you that was
Just-
3 turns in a row.
How ironic would it have been if that shuttle would have died because of the asteroids?
That would have been horrible. I've been
So
that
now
guy.
if he's moving,
Oh, that's a good move on his
Ooh.
part. And if he takes a 3 forward or 4, I think the 3 is the only green straight for the defender. And it looks like he may be getting in his way.
Well, that's a bump right there.
That is exactly, yeah. So if he does take the
so
4,
he won't take an action, but
I'm curious. No, he's bumping.
yeah, he's just going to slide forward.
So he probably did. He is going to lose his stress, but he can't take an action.
But he can shoot at the Y-wing that he shot at last turn.
That's correct. And at range 1, which is 4 dice for the defender.
And
I see
wow,
paint.
it looks good.
I think
And that's
that's
a
just
good roll
straight
there.
up.
It might be
It looks like 2 damage.
2 out of 3. Those
And
Y-wings.
it looks like the shuttle's going to have a shot.
Oh.
But the shuttle's on an asteroid.
yes, it is. I think they just caught that.
Okay.
Because Josh picked up his dice
Yeah,
and then put them
I
back
saw
down.
that. Wait.
Whoa, whoa.
Dude, this is
Oh, was that a 2 red? I think I just saw Josh put a stress token down on the shuttle.
Yes, because it was a hard turn.
Right, the shuttle, it can't even turn 2 without getting stressed.
So it looks like he's firing at... Oh, wrong dice.
counterattack.
No, me too.
Counterattack. I rolled more hits than you. You get hit.
And so, yeah, that middle Y-wing is out of luck for this turn.
It's the meat
this
between
is
the
interesting.
sandwiches.
I probably will pull that 4 white K turn, and that's probably what Marcus is expecting him to do.
So do you think that middle Y-wing is going to make some kind of like a soft right maneuver to try to get in the way of that one? Or does
yes.
does he move both of his Y-wings after the shuttle?
I'm probably turning the back Y-wing out right towards the shuttle because of the turret. I am probably turning the middle Y-wing, banking 1 to get in the way of the defender.
Now he's target locking the damaged Y-wing right here.
He target locked both of them.
Oh, okay. Which he can do with the engineer.
Oh, wow, he's going around the back.
Wow, not the move I expected.
I did not see that at all.
Good or bad?
Well, it depends on what happens with the defender. He might be expecting the defender to do something we can't see, but
it puts him to doing single point of damage with the turret.
If the defender stays in range 2 of him, and it looks like he's just going after the shuttle. I'm curious how much damage the shuttle has on it right now.
It's been hit with ion.
It's
4
got 10
times,
total,
and it's had at least 2 damage from asteroids. So it's got at least 6 damage on it.
It's probably got 3 or 4 left, or
Josh will
2
turn
or 3.
around.
And there's the turn that we
White K,
expected.
probably a marksmanship. He's probably going to go after that Y-wing at range 3. It looks
He
like.
doesn't get stress?
Nope.
No,
No,
it's a
the
white. It's a
defender
white
has a
turn.
white.
That's
What's the K turn on the Y-wing? Does it have one?
It's a 4, I believe.
it's red.
And it is.
That looks like 3 hits.
And target lock? Or no, that's marksmanship he just rolled over. So 4 hits. Nothing. That's a dead one.
That's a dead
Boom.
Y-wing.
And that's what you want.
I think
I think
that
that pretty much locks it up here for
I think
for
so,
Josh.
because now he's got 2 guns. Well, at least 1 gun that can shoot that other Y-wing.
Yeah.
But let's see what happens to the shuttle.
3 dice, rerolls with a target lock.
I'm curious if this is ion or not.
Looks like 3 hits.
It would be
One.
3
No,
hits.
He took 2
He
damage.
took 2 cards. Yeah.
Oh, that's devastating.
Oh man.
Now
it's
no, I think he still has it. His
Josh-
defender has probably more points, like a lot more points than that Y-wing does.
Where are we on time on this?
it's got to be getting close to time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is to the wire here.
This is a tight,
he's
tight
got to
game
kill
right
that defender. He has to kill that defender.
Yeah.
And that defender
Okay,
should.
now I'm rooting for Josh, and I'm going to say that Josh has to kill the Y-wing.
Josh just has to
I think Josh just has to survive another probably 5 minutes at most.
right.
and-
Josh needs to take a hard left turn and go towards the corner of the board.
Just go hang out. Just go hang out
Avoid-
along a board.
Avoid the chain of asteroids in the north.
He's probably thinking to himself, "What are those guys going to say about me if I turn left here?"
Turn left. If you can get lined up on a board edge, just do 4 K turns over and over.
They're just going to call me
run back and
names.
forth?
They're going to rub my face in it if I don't attack this Y-wing. So
Call you an imperial coward.
Imperial coward.
It looks like time might have been called because they're counting up points.
So we might have run it to time.
So-
And if that's the case, that defender would.
Yep, that looks
We'll
like
take
time
it.
right there.
Yeah.
Well, good game, Josh. Even though you ran into every asteroid. On the
So Marcus did pretty good, I think. You know,
good maneuvering, good strategy with the shuttle. I think
for being losing that early in the game.
just not aggressive enough on that shuttle. I think.
You think?
The ions were good if you had someone else attacking it.
Yeah.
Throwing some extra, getting enough damage on it would have meant just a world of difference, I think.
But
So-
yeah, Marcus is a force to be reckoned with for sure.
Yeah.
Way to go, Josh.
That shuttle spent so much time out of play, and that was all Marcus is doing. That's strong.
That's
Yeah.
true. Yes.
So guys, thank you for joining us. See you in the next one.